maka ha chere iji akwụkwọ bụ read and write, to read and write. Mana common sense, anyị enweghị common sense. Mother that an existing country, that is not somebody issue from somewhere, in the country, I have a zoo. No, here we have law. No, they may exist. Country, I know when they make transaction with all the world super countries. I control the central bank of the nation. Millions of people. I run government day to day, 24 hours, 7 days. You may pay on somebody, I'm up on the radio, where in this country, they make this equity. Equated and that is the country how they exist. That is niche. He made that is accept the country how they exist. Then not your online country, but he may exist. Ichirebe, a bari ya ichirebe. We by your ana you know some wog. Ununa said that neko he you na amnesty. Iken Gananda cash also and the governors of the teacher in the southeast. They make good offer. Unu some wog bia naga bagaru no mehun. Naga aga integrate into our society, back into society. No charges, regardless, irrespective of the degree of your crime, that the state authority will be there to forgive you. Man here refused. Man no here na say na ndị Hausa bụ ndị kwetere na ha ga-awụsa ngwa ọgụ. Now, the government is negotiating with bandits. Now, government they negotiate with bandits. We don't want this Biafra or death. We don't work. My government we don't be negotiate. That is government chamber situation as. So people that eat their cake and will still want to have it. Ndị Hausa ndị ugwu Hausa na-negotiate asịrị ha n'unu bịa negotiation ha kwete wụsa ngwa ọgụ ha mee ceasefire bịa for negotiation agbaghara ha tọghee ndị niile ha ji ndị niile ha kidnapụrụ akpọghee ha ha ye the condition gọọmenti kweta the bottom line bụ na gọọmenti ama mme ha arrest na gọọmenti ama mbọmbụ ha na ọma mgbu ha ayọ unu ka na-eje na-ekreti mmụọ gịnị ka unu na-akpị ya kampụ n'ime ọfịa. Unusina was reachable Busabo because no negotiated with the government of Nigeria. But the same people who know now because that means in the Busabo. So no Choroka government of Nigeria negotiate with the Kanu supremely down. Or Guinea government, Guinea Kanu Gekuna Makano open an at table of negotiation. He had a negotiation but compromise. He hendi bona bon banketa. Oke daribia ebe nkịta na ibia na-egwu egwu ha na-abụ na-agba mgba nkịta nke na-adapụ nke ọzọ adapụ enweghị onye na-abụ wina enwere ihe ga sacrifice so na Kanu Nnamdi ga drop agitation ya gọọmenti agbaghara ya na mmehie niile but unu si na enweghị ihe o mere and na gọọmenti ga-akpọgide ya by fire by force at the same time unu si na ejiri na gọọmenti achọghị negotiate with him. I don't just get that is that is a Chineke na-ekwekwe ka ọ bụrụ bụ ndị na-ekwuru ndị Igbo again. Ana m ayọ Chineke ka ọ ghara ịbụ n'ụwa bụ the standard eji measure amamihe ndị Igbo because ụfụrụ isi unu rere ere ishi common sense that is common sense eji agba boy enweghị ka mgbe unu were unu gechakwa Igbo si juo loud gbajuo mkpụrụ mmiri na Unane kogi a complete that is a complete shit no abuzi ndị bụ ọnụ na-ekwuru ndị Igbo ọkwụrụ si na aga akpọghe Nnamdi today. Well, the court agwagi ya na ọ ga-ejide open up his defense. Ọ ga-azadịrị that defense ewere ebubo ebure ka anyị kwetere ka anyị use court language na eburu ya ebubo ka anyị have godin ka anyị fụrụ ihe o mere ka anyị kwuo ya ka o si dị na court na eburu ka anyị sị na eburu ya ebubo onye eburu ebubo na-agọrọ ọnụ ya ọ gịnị ka ọ na-agbara from pillar to post? Why is he dodging from defending the evidence before that is the accusation leveled against him in court? Why is he running away? Unu si na government of Nigeria ji Kanu for 4 years, 5 years. Eweho you no chọrọ ịfụ na ọnya nwa bụ onye na file from one case to another. Ụtụtụ ehihie abalị. Gọọmenti kwado chekwa ịbịa court ka ikpe ya ikpe. Nnamdi Kanu azụta ya another case. A file lawyer, why don't they take it that long? Ochi na-azụ na-ayọ biko. Ochi na-azụ na-ayọ biko na-edu ihe ndị mmadụ ka na-ejebe ndị politicians na-ayọ ha biko. Ha gbaghara ya ekwuru n'ọnụ. O dere apology letter to Reuters, to Ifeanyi to Late Ifeanyi to so many people, to Buhari family, to Tinubu, to Ọhaneze ndị Igbo. O dere ya draft. O ruzie mgbe a chọrọ iwepụta ya ka a gụọ ya na court. O kwetere n'ihe niile emere. Ọ gbasi ike ozugbo tinye blockade that those statements and the apology letter were written in absence of his lawyer. And the court to throw it out. Do you know why he did that? So kunu gari man no na azuna yobiko since no send the cheguru ma Buhari ya ho shuru no woro apology letter matiribu ma Rochas ka yandi ani ni from parere ma oyunu ma hope uzo dem mo o shuru no Supreme Court judge governor o say o dere letter apology letter to him mana mgbe oche na aga eji ya we gbaghara ya abịa na court because ọ bụrụ na George may those letters allow, newspapers would have published everything. Just so this way publish the state witnesses and the details of the case. Akare go the whole letters. The watch will speed block where say that those statements were obtained in absence of his lawyers. That is to tell coach where Jiro issue the akara. Government had it been na mgbe prosecutors closed their case na ọkwụpụtara bido defense ebe ọ bụ na enweghị ihe o mere ayaka hino Nnamdi aka hino today ebe ọ bụ na solution enweghị ihe o mere aka na ikpọpe ya since now o take go over how many months prosecutors closed their case. Ogbara submitted no case submission. Eru go today. No with a case to answer. No game. Failure to do that, failure to do so, court will use evidence before them with or without his consent and make judgment pronouncement immediately. Una abapokwa street to say what? Oh, yeah.
I was told, Nojo, I am near state lawyers by force, whether he likes it or
not. No.
Oh,
about force, yeah. Man, he will leave the court with no option than to make a pronouncement because the first of all, as ascertain not a reasonable person, so on a very sound mind. So Obohamad make a decision, or you make the decision. Now ya chohi zakis, court any because I'm forced them and the DSS to put in a court. The day judge fixed the judgment, judge, my mother not there, Judge Bateba who made the pronouncement straight away.
But lawyer na sim na enwelili who we stand.
Exactly. Yawa ikenga age enwele onye enwere ndị na-anọcha na court.
Okay, go ahead.
Government can call you to be a witness. If you're not there, government you know, witness the sentencing. It doesn't.
I can defend him. And I told them with members of parliament. I will defense counsel.
So, all this so appalling and so annoying that my people.
Hold on, just hold on. Michael, go ahead. Hold on.
Actually, after court processing interview, MLO, Maxwell, Potana say, Naha, George, no more jurisdiction. They are filing an application. Na George, no jurisdiction. Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. So no more jurisdiction. Blah 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 blah. George said, I don't want any evidence on that. They ought to go so now file an application to. Here, unu file goal. Supreme Court decide they bring the case back. Kicho kibido kwa nisi again na file ozi ga no kita ga get decide abo ka na mepe defense ya ihe na agbala also no ka ekube no extraordinary rendition mo no obele but no want a single sentence prosecution get there that is case then a reference court of Supreme Court, the highest court in Nigeria decided about his being able to stand trial in Nigeria. So how can I take was ever on your line on your kita to not know about some emetan kita to be released there. How can I take was kita video kwana extraordinary rendition. Nya. It doesn't have the rendition. Otherwise,
Michael, while you are pointing out this, Ikenga, take note.
Ikenga, go ahead. So Ikenga, go ahead and conclude.
Okay, Ikenga, from what Michael, from the submission of Michael, because I know that interview. But if that is the case, Ikenga, take note. Make people Kahamarakwan on Nnamdi and Anga. Because offer this thing again. Offer all this thing again. It will take another 1 year by the time they will finish it. Even though the court will call it a waste of time, but they will still entertain it. They will throw it away. Mbaga sekwa no ndi southeastern governors and politicians be eji Nnamdi be eji onwe ochoho Nnamdi achoho is that case. Okwasi na enwe ihe o mere. Nnamdi na dodge is ụgba ihe o mere. Federal government they close go their prosecution, witnesses and everything. Ye me pay defense. Okweho na dodge. So oje file another application na George enwe jurisdiction. Yeah. A rule impossible the case. So when you in another 3 months, I want to judge as no with the right. Oh, appeal. Appeal take here another 3 months for the case. If you're there. Appeal Nnamdi appeal to Supreme Court. Supreme Court again. So Nnamdi gana to Wianga. Do we anga 8 years because he on appeal application ni no name. Because mara nwere Alex Oti ha soludo ha na ndị Igbo politicians were ka ha ga-esi persuade Tinubu ka release without it yanga because little ha na yanga kpararam also go there bụrụ one day ka asị na ọ ga-anọ na prison on terrorism charges. Nnamdi will lose his British status from that second. Nnamdi will be a person designated for terrorism. He will no longer be eligible to enter United States, any country in Europe, Japan, Asia. That's so he remain. Money ebidozie na amazi boss from Enugu to Umuahia. I gana amiyarizina money gana amiyarizina Nigeria or mamba South Africa. Oh, a terrorist called Gabo.
You're taking this one. How are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? I got it. It is well. It is well. Bless you, brother. Bless you. Thank you very much. That's a quick.
You see no defeat.
Don't well on say no plan will be fainting.
Thank you. Because so fainty in a court, then court will dismiss that day, and it will be considered unhealthy to stand trial. Until doctor certify healthy to stand trial. Mana omego dia ebuachi ya na ụlọ clinic ndị DSS ọ nọrọ there. Kuye George ga-emebe onye instruction na the best physician in Nigeria or under the radar of federal government will come and see him So all no offend ebu by kwa na clinic ha ga-abịa nene blood pressure dị right he nene ya sugar level
mana igwurube ọ bụrụ ma efe ntie m agba m mmiri
ịgbanarị taa ịgbanarị echi
Ikenga ofe ntigodu ịmara ọnwụ ya na-eme n'obodo oyibo for example ịbịa claim ọ na isi adụrọ gị mana ị na-aya ala na gị eri adụrụ ndị ọcha ekwe gị wee were ọgwụ ndị ala wee gbanye gị ala ahụ n'arụ a na-enye gị ọgwụ ndị ala
gbarie gị isi ozugbo ọkwa na dịka ibidozie ara ozugbo
so ofe ntie na-agbacha gị ọgwụ ndị ala n'ụwa gị wata ụwa gị a ị ga na-atịrịlị ka onye ala nta wee bido
mana ọ bụrụ ọ ka mụ mma na mfenti ọ bụrụ m mfentie ha ma abịa kpọlite gota mfa
ofentie ebuji ahụ n'ọgwụ ofentie ebuji ahụ n'ọgwụ
mana mma efenti godo ọ ka mma na
ọgwụ ndị fenti na-efenti na
Ikenga wuri
Igwurube wait Michael conclude
please. Can I give this one reference, please, before I got to TikTok? In that case, as Zakazi, a Muslim man and a Muslim leader, Ugwa Kaduna, under Buhari Portuguese, or make a file law case, we plot all within the Iran. File law case on health ground. No, we get 3 bag in years treatment, but India, right? We file law case. So plot ya bụ oruo ya na ndị ihe ya na ndị Iran plan bụ oruo na India osi ebe ahụ gba ọsọ Iran eyi asylum ọgbanata Iran eyi asylum Buhari gọọmenti wee kweta court wee rule the thing immediately the court rule the thing enweta DSS Nigerian DSS solid men. The Nigerian now with Indian embassy that Nigeria will provide the security. Now that particular place na India. Now the guy gano under their chain a year every damn treatment a year in India. Ozbo the certification and all that. Isaac has seen all there anywhere. Or Hakuzbo. So now the amount of America and Nigeria again with that certification equal on the DSS Soria guy America. Ochenego Nigeria on Achego. Ochena Nigeria na visa. I wrote on the DSS diplomatic passport, everyone. Actually, wearing them, the guy London, anywhere, to Korea back to where your chain and not there. A chair treatment, doctor on the chassis, not the okay. It's Nigeria with a private jet, it's here about Abuja prison. Or what are you on? Go on, Ikenga.
Ikenga and Igurube. Unetef for the Zion Madeke with the cancer. Or not on the London, I'm not going to London put you to trial. London put you to trial, money laundering. They ought to until Nigeria tinye official paper to extradite him other tanka or not Nigeria. In campus of fraud, thousands of people like Anumana. I know egg, I know go down, I'm going 1 bottle of champagne.
Yeah,
okay, now, no, it's not your turn, sir. Please, anyway, sir. Anyway, Google the Ijele Gane the otu Kanu supporters Yagareba who did disappointed. Ya name her interview. That was very funny.
The man of the interview Mugu. The man
okay, are you there? Okay. Okay, are you still there? Kepugo. If not, I will go to Onyema. Onyoma CY.
Onyoma CY. Michael, Wunyam one lion. Now today, Michael, Wunyam one lion. Go ahead, Onyoma CY.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. The truth is that Nnamdi Kanu don't want to stand trial. Into the interview with the lawyers, Michael hinted it, but he did not say the way they granted the interview. It was not Maswe that granted the interview. Maswe just spoke first. After speaking, Aloy Ejimako spoke. Then after him, the third lawyer, one-shot lawyer, said that this ruling today favored them because Justice James Obotosho said that there's no evidence of rendition before him, that he had no evidence that Kanu was rendition from Kenya before him. For that, let him go and open his defense. So that short lawyer said that for that today's judgment favors them. That what they're going to do now is to go and file jurisdiction. That Omotosho have no jurisdiction to hear the case. All of them said, yes, that's true, that's true. All of them echoed, meaning that they are not ready for this trial. And if they try to go into that jurisdiction matter, it will take like more than 2 years again, because it may get to Supreme Court again before they not come back again. So you see that
my brother, sorry to interject you. In law process, judicial process, they have the right to file. The judge has the right. Listen now. No, listen, my brother. If they file that the Omotosho does not have any jurisdiction, blah, 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 the prosecutor will respond, citing Supreme Court judgment on that very day with one stroke of the pen. You understand? The judge will throw it away. It lacks merit. It lacks merit. So now they open no defense here.
We know, we're saying the same thing. But before we get to that final test, it might be up to more than 1 year again. I mean, you see some people saying, the government, they are just holding him for nothing. They don't want to, if they have evidence, they should jail him. They have nothing. You understand me now? People will be going to saying what they don't know, not knowing that he is the one deliberately delaying the trial. That is the point I'm trying to make here. You know, he's the one trying to scaffold the process. They don't want the process to start. So the level we are now is that for his lawyers to open their defense, but they don't want it. They're just looking for any loophole. Even Maxwell wanted to cry today. If you look at Maxwell, he wanted to cry because last week I overheard them pumping their chest that today that everything will be trashed, that there's nothing against, nothing. So today he is highly disappointed. I don't know the type of lawyer that is that. I can never tell his clients the truth. That they can have a very bad case. That's the truth. The case is very, very bad. But they will make it as if it's ice cream and pure and Coke. That is sweet. That is nothing. I don't, just to give his client and their followers bad impression. That's the one I'm trying to say here. So we have a very long rope to walk because they're not ready. And federal government have stood their ground that the trial must go on. So let the show begin. Thank you very much.
You must say why. Look, one thing I'm like about Nigerian government, people, only reason is say Nigeria happen not to you until Megan. The Nigeria will match any energy to Webia. They are equal to the tax. So Hana I gonna me. And last week. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday that I saw one of the attorneys that was saying that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. The other time, Nnamdi Kanu got the release. Then the Kanu and Neso they were heartbroken. Hemekwana had the same thing again. Instead of telling them the truth, that nothing like that will happen, they lied to them again that he will be released. And now, I just don't understand this.
Beauty with brains.
Here we go.
Beauty with brains.
Yes, sir.
If you tell, if the lawyers open their mouth to tell the followers the truth, there will not be anything like agitation again. So you don't expect him to say the truth. Just like these people who are still following Nnamdi. All of them.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ivoko, and I report for Vanguard Newspapers. Your Excellency, yesterday, elders from different states in the southeast stormed Abia Government House, protesting the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been seeking justice for Ndibo. And their message was to plead with you to prevail, to get across to your brother governors in the southeast to prevail on Mr. President to consider releasing Nnamdi Kanu, more especially considering the fact that up north, so many local governments, as we speak, in Katsina State in particular, have signed an agreement, peace deal, with bandits who are mass murderers. How come that Igbo elite, more especially our governors, are not doing something towards that? In Enugu early this year, when Mr. President visited, Igbo leaders missed that opportunity to, as a group, ask for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Glad enough, you've told us that on Friday, Mr. President will be coming to Abia, and Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. I hope Ndabia will not miss yet another opportunity to, as a people, ask for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Steve Oko, you asked a question about the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. And your question is a good question. We have been engaging on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But the level at which we are engaging and the discussions that have happened and the assurances that have been received are not for public consumption, since it may hurt or derail the process. But you can take it for granted that as his governor, I'm in the forefront of ensuring that he comes back home. And all the Southeast governors are in tandem. So we are discussing it. And your question is a good question. We have been engaging on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But the level at which we are engaging and the discussions that have happened and the assurances that have been received are not for public consumption, since it may hurt or derail the process. But you can take it for granted that as his governor, I'm in the forefront of ensuring that he comes back home. And all the Southeast governors are in tandem.
Your followers cannot even ask you questions. But you say these people don't know law. How come they are still holding you? You said these people can't jail you. How come you are in DSS? You said they did that. And whenever Nnamdi Kanu comes up with these nonsense rhetoric, all of them will just run with it. Shouting, oh, Nigeria cannot do anything. Nnamdi will be jailed. And his followers will be. Just watch what will happen. It will start very soon. I told them. It will start from those ones on social media. You will see. Because some of them manage to hide themselves. They don't show themselves. But you will come online. You are even in Nigeria. He will come every day. The Israeli government, especially this girl, Ilian Acha White. A girl that's supposed to Ijena Yamala Chineke, Mobusoleta for Jena Church Odumeje, Soli Biene, man of God, help me. Nkabo on social media. Nigeria Zoo. You want to fix a country, but you can't even get common boyfriend. Talk less of husband. But you want to. No, beauty. Let me finish. But these are the people. No, these are the people who want to give you a country. A girl that cannot manage boyfriend. We are not talking of husband. We are not talking of raising family. Just to get a boyfriend first. But you want to give us a country. So look, let me tell these people. Let them keep fooling. I will be the one to call for their arrest. I will show these people Pepe. Oh, hey, the only thing I'm there check it out no abu. Kenya bakam na.
So we are discussing it.
As a group, asked for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Glad enough, you've told us that on Friday, Mr. President will be coming to Abia, and Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. I hope Abia will not miss yet another opportunity to, as a people, ask for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Steve Oko, you asked a question about the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. And your question is a good question. We have been engaging on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But the level at which we are engaging and the discussions that have happened and the assurances that have been received are not for public consumption, since it may hurt or derail the process. But you can take it for granted that as his governor, I'm in the forefront of ensuring that he comes back home. And all the Southeast governors are in tandem. So we are discussing it.
Or whatever. Now, all these so-called Ndibo, they are saying this thing. Can any one of them deny what this guy has done? The funny thing is, when he asks them, they'll try to claim oblivion that they don't know. Don't worry. Nigeria is a sovereign country. Nnamdi Kanu cannot violate sovereign integrity of Nigeria for symbols of authority to be attacked and you think the country will let him walk away?
Never.
No, Nigeria is bigger than that. That is something they need to know. They can make their counterintuitive argument, they can make their comparison. The bandits and the Goku, you never had them members to attack symbols of authority. Not that all lives matters. Yes, they will even matter. But this guy is on a different scale entirely. People don't understand. That is where they lost it. They can organize any protest even in America. But if you begin to channel that energy, asking your followers to attack symbols of authority, then it's no longer a riot. It happened. I think that was the Trump decision when they attacked the Capitol Hall. It's no longer protest. It has gone criminal. They need to differentiate protest and criminal activities. Even before Nnamdi Kanu being there, he has gone criminal. How do I say it? How do I mean sorry? The minute he begins to give orders for symbols of authority to be attacked, then that's the criminal activity. It's no longer civil. It's no longer protest. Thank you.
Beauty with brains, are you there? You are not okay. If you're not there, let me. Okay. Blessed Dog, please take the mic. Okay. If Blessed Dog is not there, I did them. Of what one remove non the issue Kanu. I did them. Go ahead and read.
I greet every one of you. Biko, I'm just joining the space because I've been busy. Biko, course, Eddie go for today.
Yeah, but onye ndu no n'ụzọ. Onye ndu no n'ụzọ. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
They were bragging. No one do not put yesterday, hey, I'm on a TikTok. I was looking at them. You see foolish people wallowing in their stupidity. You killed Nigerian military. You gave order to kill Nigeria. Somebody gave order to kill Nigerian military. And you people will kill them, make a video,
post it,
brag about it. You killed police, killed army, killed road safety.
And you think
you can walk away like that?
That's crazy.
No, it won't be easy for you. The Lord. You know, there's this, I don't know what I'll call it, one kind of self-denial. He's a conscious victim of he's a victim of circumstances. Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. Nnamdi Kanu this one. Nnamdi Kanu, are you serious? What we all heard, what we all saw. Nigerian government na Radio Biafra agency. You people think the security were not listening? The military officers in the Habu, IPOB. You think we Igbos will fold our hands and watch you people? You think the people, the families, you people kill their family members and burnt their houses? You think we'll fold our hands and watch you people? The military officer, the female military officer from Imo State, you people think we'll fold our hands and watch you people? Nnamdi Kanu will walk free. He will face the law. He will face the law and he will pay for the blood of the people ESM poured in our land. He will do atonement for all these things. Some of you were hailing this unknown government, clapping for them. They were killing and maiming our people.
Ada coat to ihe obubuang. Ada ne coat ihe obubuang. Coat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They were buying our people. They were buying our people. And you people were there clapping for them. Nnamdi opened his mouth and called them angels. Nnamdi opened his mouth and called them angels. Some of
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Yeah, can I know why you are here today at the Federal High Court?
According to what I heard in the news about Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government, I said let me come witness what's in the court today, nothing more.
Okay. Okay, are you in support of his release?
I'm in support of this, that's why I'm here.
Can we know your name, sir?
My name is Ilo Ejebe Chukwu.
Ilo Ejebe Chukwu?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have visited him at DSS office.
Okay.
Even before that, I called the lawyer and said...
And as an Igbo man, what would you have to say? What do you have to say about the current insecurity, especially from all these boys that are hiding behind Biafra agitation to kill people? Don't you think it's because of what Nnamdi Kanu said, that where he told them to kill anybody that is not in support of Biafra? Don't you think that it contributed to why he's still in detention?
Well, my dear, I based in Abuja here.
Okay, sir.
So whatever go in the east, I'm not there. For more than a year, I never go east.
Even before 1 year ago, it has been happening.
Okay, but I heard.
What local government are you from?
I'm from Oji River.
Oji River?
Yes.
Do you realize that from that Oji River axis to that Umunnochi area, that place they have a border between Oji River and Umunnochi, like Isochi side? Are you familiar with what is going on that place? Okay, you know, like why I'm telling you this is that most of us that are Igbo people, it is out of emotions that we are following this issue. And all these killings, especially sit at home, and all the things that are going. Are you in support of sit at home?
Well, as I'm a person, the sit at home, what I realize, maybe they are doing it to this in
but what is the business of our people that are doing their legitimate business in the southeast? What is their business that the federal government is holding in Nnamdi Kanu? Why don't they come and shut down Abuja instead of killing our people who refuse to sit at home? You know, there are people who are so poor that they must eat. They must go out and work before they eat. So don't you think that those people will be aggrieved if they see people like you calling for his release?
Well, I have to talk what I know.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to talk about, but to me as a person, residing here in Abuja,
yes, sir,
I'm happy they say that let peace be in Southeast.
Peace does not depend on his release. It's the narrative they are trying to project. And you know, I'm happy. Let's shake, sir. My name is Chukwuka Ofebu. I'm happy we are having this conversation without quarreling, without fighting. But me personally, I don't want them to listen based on the things he has done. So that's why they cannot allow anybody go inside unless you have your press pass. You understand? If you don't have a press pass or you don't have...
Bushes everywhere. Ikenga.
Good evening, sir. My name is Iboko, and I report for Vanguard newspapers. Your Excellency, yesterday, elders from different states in the southeast stormed Abia Government House, protesting the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been seeking justice for Ndi Igbo. And their message was to plead with you to prevail, to get across to your brother governors in the southeast to prevail on Mr. President to consider releasing Nnamdi Kanu, more especially considering the fact that up north, so many local governments, as we speak, in Katsina State in particular, have signed an agreement, peace deal, with bandits who are mass murderers. how come that Igbo elite, more especially our governors, are not doing something towards that? In Enugu early this year, when Mr. President visited, Igbo leaders missed that opportunity to, as a group, ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Glad enough, you've told us that on Friday, Mr. President will be coming to Abia, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. I hope Ndabia will not miss yet another opportunity to, as a people, ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Steve Oko, you asked a question about the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And your question is a good question. We have been engaging on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the level at which we are engaging and the discussions that have happened and the assurances that have been received are not for public consumption, since it may hurt or derail the process. But you can take it for granted that as his governor, I'm in the forefront of ensuring that he comes back home. And all the Southeast governors are in tandem. So we are discussing it.
You know, because we are in Africa and because most of us, sorry to use that very language, most of us have not traveled. Sometimes we use Nigerian sense of analyzing things and be judging. What Nnamdi Kanu in a civilized environment, Nnamdi Kanu is a human being. Those people he has instructed, his boys with his radicalization to orchestrate some acts, they are human beings as well. They are people's parents. They are people's brother. They are people's, sister. And if you are talking about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the question I always ask people is this. Those victims, how will they now get their justice? How will they now get justice? If at the end of the day, we want to use, people, I can tell you that a lot of Ndi Igbo that just wanted to, sweep this thing under the carpet have gone, just like what the two previous speakers said. I think his analysis is well analyzed, like his analysis is very good. At this point, I can guarantee you, even Tinubu, Nnamdi Kanu's case is beyond Tinubu himself. Nnamdi Kanu's case, because Tinubu he's a president well accepted, but Okoya Achicha, Owazurike to an extent, perpetuated some evil act, but most of his evil act was not too documented like that of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu's act is everywhere on social media with evidence. Evidence where he instructed his boys to attack the INEC office in Enugu. In Enugu, and they killed some and some persons were affected during the time of Buhari. He went ahead. Recently, we saw what has been happening in Southeast with the celebration of, so his case presently in Nigeria, his present situation in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu is a corner. If you are a supporter of Nnamdi Kanu and probably you are living in an illusion that one day he will be released, just go. Even if at the end of the day an Igbo man tends to become the president of Nigeria, I can guarantee anybody that it will be almost impossible for that person to save Nnamdi Kanu. It will be almost impossible. Do you think a lot of people have tried to use political, if Mike is getting one fire, this son, Mike. Mike Ezekome did everything within his power. He did everything using political negotiation. He genuinely wanted Nnamdi, but when he saw the case, that is why when you see some IPOB miscreants insulting Mike Ezekome and Onatagego, these people, do they really, although most of them I don't know. Mike Ezekome, a reputable son, outside the fact that he's a son, politically, in terms of influence, he is well influential. Even I will son, we can do son, but I will influence. They can, outside the courtroom, they can meet powers, the powers that be, and negotiate some things. That is the level of Mike Ezekome. Outside the courtroom or something, he can go further and negotiate. That is his level. The case, he tried everything within his power. The case, for na kai. Ihe Mike Ezekome eme uro. Mana na case ya agazi n'iru ọzọ. Ihe a na-eme hanky-panky anọrọ as e come out today, or just ka a na-afụkwa anya ka ụwa na-agakwa ka ife na-aka ọdụkwa ka a na-eji court. And Nnamdi Kanu himself, I think they might have explained it to him and his lawyer. If he want to come out plainly, and because he had also now, they don't want to, come out openly. They are hanging on extrajudicial. Sorry, I say extrajudicial. About the Kenyan this thing.
Extraordinary rendition.
Extraordinary rendition. So this is what they are hanging on. But unfortunately, I think now, the federal government, to an extent, they will try within their best to cut that thing out. I overheard some persons as well talking about, the situation today in the courtroom, and when they were saying that the extraordinary rendition, that it is dead on an arrival, that Nnamdi Kanu should bring evidence. I think their major push now is, to scrap that thing and jail Nnamdi Kanu for life. Because the fact is this: the people that Nnamdi Kanu's reckless action sent to untimely death are crying for justice. That is just the fact. The people, they are presently crying for justice. The man on my profile pics, using him as a practical example, Dr. Chike Akonyere, for instance. Are you saying that his children will just fold arms and they might not be talking? But a lot of people on the ground are working for Nnamdi Kanu to be jailed, life imprisonment, myself inclusive. So the court case about the update and every other thing, the fact is Nnamdi Kanu is not coming out. Where he's not coming out. His name is gonna go. They should find, if they still have strength for donation, they should find another leader. But they all know Nnamdi Kanu go. So thank you, every other person, every well-meaning Igbo that have been speaking up. Now we have overrun all these IPOB miscreants on social media. That is the good news. You know, before now, most of us cannot come out and say one or two things with regards to this. But it's clear crystal now that, you know, that onye na-arụ ana, iko ya ejugo. Iko ya ejugo. Because if you're having sympathy that they should release him, let me round up with this. If you're having sympathy, I don't hide the truth. If you're having sympathy that they should release Nnamdi Kanu, ka njụọkwa unu ọzọ, ndị ahụ agburu, ka nsụ ya n'Igbo, ndị agburu because of Nnamdi Kanu, how will they now gain justice? A lot of people have died. Jane also, a lot of them. Ndị Nnamdi Kanu instructor ka agbuo the young girl na nke a igurube na-ekwukarị do na profile pics igurube. Obere nwa gụchara akwụkwọ jee ka ọ mụọ aka ọrụ, mechaa baa police, ọ nọbero 6 months. Nnamdi Kanu with Nnamdi Kanu instructor ka agbuo onye ọ na-abara police. Unfortunately, the girl lost her life. So are you telling me that that very lady now nwụrụ na onwere ozi ụmụ nwanne, onwere ozi family? Ọndụ Nnamdi Kanu bụ ihe ka nke ndị ọzọ mma. Is that what we are saying? So he should face the trial, which I know he's trying to dodge. But people are more. Evidences are everywhere. Evidence can go. You know, evidence are everywhere. His instructions. Onya mere o ji agbagharịzi. Ọ ma na ọ ba ego n'ọnya. Ọ gbago n'ọnya. You know? Ndị lawyers na-eje, most of these barristers na-eje na court. Ego ha just chọrọ ka ha natapụtakwu ego zutere na from donation. Ego niile o wetere from donation. Ndị lawyer, all those guys, enwe nke gị nwa afa da aga nke a nwere afọ ọnụ na-agagharị.
Maswell.
Okay, Maswell. That guy, ine anya ya ma na ọ dịrọ serious na case ya. Oh no, during the time of Mike Ezekome, in the body countenance, the move, Mike Ezekome went beyond. He made every single effort. He met politicians, he met the leaders in Igbo. Ka ọ mara otu anyị esi wee negotiate. Onwego ọpụta sekpurukwu diarịa na ayọ biko. You know, ife niile akụ ọ na-echara anya wee fụ na ya ama nọ ndị a ka o si n'obi. Necha anya sị mba, kama ọ ya ada anapụsị Nnamdi Kanu ego mara ụma na ọ na-eje na court ka ọ kwụsị. That is why he stopped. Ọ na-ege anya fụ na kesi a na ọ bụrụ kesi ịha. O necha anya fụ na kama ọ ya ada anapụ ha ego ka ọ kwụsị. Then ndị IPOB miscreant bụrụ ọ na-atago ego na ọ mechago nke a. You know, wee bụrụzie wee nye this guy Barrister Mike Ogene.
Ihe ha bịa gwa anyị. Ha bịa gwa anyị because I was still in IPOB. Ha bịa gwa anyị si anyị na ihe ji wee wepụ na Binta ya Nyakose ya na ndị na-eme dia kesi ji wee dị difficult bụ Mike Ezekome and Ejiofor. They should remove them so they will give them bail. That was the day Nnamdi pụta na-aba. Ihe ahụ ọ na-aba bụ ka ọ kpọlite spirit because ha nyere this thing assurance na I am happier that day. Ọbacha pụta that day nyakọ pịa ya ọsị na ya like ọsị nyakọ. So these people are a bunch of jokes. Yeah, a bunch of jokes. And Chineke mere ya ebere. Onye ndufu nọ n'ụzọ. Ọ nọ n'ụzọ a na-afalukwu ibeko. Hustling Benjamin, are you there? Okay, Dr. Rize, conclude. So I will move the
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. You can conclude. Sometimes in na-anụcha okwu like this. Sometimes ọ na-enweghị iwe at the same time ọ na-atọkwa ọchị. You know? Ọ na-atọkwa ọchị. Onye mechara anya sị na Mike Ezekome nara ego na Ifeanyi Ejiofor. The same Ifeanyi Ejiofor zọpụtara, you know, na Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Ọba Ifeanyi Ejiofor iyi kpọkata ya iyi. You know, Mike Ezekome ha kpọkatara ya iyi n'ọdụ na Mike abụrụ onye be anyị, ọ bụrụ onye Igbo. So I feel onye nke ahụ. But not knowing that these are people that, you know, made every single effort to see if Nnamdi Kanu will come out. You know, at the end of it, they Hapobanda he, you know. So where would you if they couldn't then judge the case in Nnamdi Kanu? If you look at them in line with, you know, one thing about myself, I might not be too good in law and all those things, but in line with my profession, a high-leveled professional personnel, we are psychologists. Sometimes with our level of diagnosis, we can psychologically, you know, read people's mind. You know, we can read people's mind very well. This guy, Barrister Mike and all those, you realize that these guys, they are just, how mana case akara, not just, mana onye pụtara afịa pụtara ka ọ zụọ afịa. Onye pụtara afịa pụtara ka ọ zụọ afịa. Whether good or bad, ị chọrọ ka ị zụrụ onwe gị afịa. This guy now, my age of Mike out with the other guys from Abia State, Serena Nnamdi Kanu na Simon Ekpa Wofife. These guys, they are just using, you know, the donation Nnamdi Kanu fraudulently collected from IPOB. They are just using it to enrich themselves. They know that this case is gone and dusted. They are just using it to enrich themselves. You know, how could it be that we go because also Nnamdi Kanu we hear Zuterego donation. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Arinze. Hussein Benjamin, are you there?
Go before I Benjamin phone now. Benjamin, I told me make an observation. As on Kamalo, your opinion, when I accuse prosecutors in Nigeria, they don't know what they are doing. What do you think, seeing what you're saying today? Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, at the end of my submission, I will touch on that. I understand. Then, Ikenga, I don't know if you are seeing what is going on the timeline, right? We have a critical issue on our hands right here. Issue regarding IPOB extremism and IPOB radicalization of our Igbo youth, which we have criminalities going on across the entire, not the entirety, but most of the places in our Igbo, in our Igbo per se, right? Now you have our elders that are supposed to, whenever they are making public speech, at least these people are, in the eyes of the public, these are the people that represent us, kind of. The people that are elected to represent Igbo people. I'm talking about governors, senators, and the rest of them. Their statements can be used to say, this is the position of Ndi Igbo. All right? At least if a governor comes out, a governor of any Igbo state comes out tomorrow and make a public statement, you could say that this is the position of Ndi Igbo. Or maybe organizations like the Apex Sociocultural Group or Hanez Ndi Igbo comes out tomorrow to make a statement. You can say, okay, I believe this is the position of Ndi Igbo per se. Because these are the people that represent the interests of Ndi Igbo in the national stage, like in Nigeria per se. These people, whenever they are out there, just like there's a speech of Alex Uti today, I just saw it on Twitter, saying he's in discussion that Nnamdi Kanu will call home and the rest of them. There is crime going on in states like Imo State and Anambra State.
Don't mind Alex Uti.
IPOB criminality is going on. Is it that Alex Uti and other stupid Igbo people, is it that they did not see the video of Gento killing 3 unarmed Igbo youth? There was no comment on those videos. To other people that were watching it, they found it that, okay, these guys are comfortable with such a thing happening in their region. Ikenga, apart from me and you and Ijel and some other people out there, there is no reasonable Igbo elite or the people that claim to be representing Igbo people that made comments regarding that particular video. At least to buttress the point that we Igbo people, we abhor Amponairo, right? There is no single mention of this by people that represent us in public. Rather, you go online, you see statements of encouraging criminality. You see statement by Ohanese recently dished out a statement saying releasing Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them. Tomorrow, Ikenga and other well-meaning Igbo people here, how are our kids going to defend this thing in the next coming years?
My brother is sad.
The kids, the generation unborn, how are they, what evidence are they going to present to the public that during the time that this criminality was going on, that the well-meaning Igbo people that represent the Igbo were out there condemning it? You scour the internet, the only thing, recent one that managed to come up to even talk against them is being blackmailed and attacked. There is no single mention by people that are elected to lead us, people that are elected to represent our interests, both in local government, state level, and federal government. There is no single mention of the crime. Also has been ransacked. Then later they are trying to build back. Communities like Lilu, they are trying to build back their community. Okigwe currently is in a state of despair. You have Igbo communities in Igbo land that are uninhabitable or inhabitable as a result of IPOB criminality. There has never been a time, there has never been any mention of what we are going through, what these communities are passing through on the public sphere by people that claim to be representing the interests of Igbo. There is no single mention of it. Whenever they want to talk about this criminality, they don't call it out by the name. How, whenever it gets to a point, let's say, okay, eventually, our unborn generations, it will get to their point, then issues like, the same way we are raising issue of Ojukwu agitation, like it or not, our generation unborns, they are still going to talk about Nnamdi Kanu agitation. What defense have they got to present? What are they going to present to the public then that Igbo people abhors this type of criminality going on? Because the statements we are making here, the submissions we are making, it is fantastic. It helps in a kind of way. But there is no mention of it in any form of any of these publications, because it will carry a large weight when any of the Igbo interests, Igbo people that are representing the interests of Igbo come out to say, okay, we acknowledge this criminality and we are not in support of it. Do you know what? It will go a long way that even Ohanese at least acknowledge what is going on in Okigwe. Ohanese and Igbo, if they can come out publicly, at least don't mention any name, but at least acknowledge the criminalities going on in Igbo land. The videos are out there for both our adversaries and our enemies are watching it. Ikenga, there is no single condemnation from any elected official in the southeast condemning the rather they are making public statements supporting this criminality. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a long way to go. We haven't even scratched the surface.
Benjamin.
We've never scratched the surface.
Benjamin.
We may be doing our things here, and I believe we are doing a nice job here on Twitter and on social media and the rest of them. Yeah.
Sorry to interject you. Benjamin, it looks like one of these people who overthinkers. I rejoice with God. You worry too much. You panic too much. Little by little, we'll get there. Okay, so if you are complaining like this now, what about where Ijele Habido? And we progress, Kita. Little by little, we'll get there. Why are you so worried? You guys
Benjamin, I wonder if Benjamin is waiting for the governor to come out and say, Kanu must be jailed. Kanu must be. They are politicians.
Hold on.
They are politicians.
You people are not understanding me. Hold on. There's. I'm trying to do duty. Don't be offended. I understand what. I'm not worried. I'm concerned.
Ben, go ahead and conclude because a lot of people are waiting to speak from Twitter.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they should come out and say Nnamdi Kanu is a criminal or whatever. At least recognizing the fact of what is going on, it goes a long way to prove a point. It goes a long way to show that at least we are acknowledging that this type of thing is going on. I'm not saying that they should come out and say, bring this person to be hanged. That's not what I'm proposing here. But simply acknowledging what is going on, it will go a long way. At least making public statements that a kind of way drives agenda. Okay, we acknowledge this type of criminality. It is concerning to us. And we acknowledge the fact that this is going on. And we are not in support of it. You understand? It's just my concern because I feel like most of you go on internet, you see public statements about elected officials. If you are a child kidnapper or whatever now, or if you are these boys on TikTok in the bush somewhere and you scroll through your phone and you see a governor releasing a statement out there in public supporting the same person, you as a child kidnapper, you are committing crime on his behalf. What are you going to do? This thing will help to radicalize more young youth.
Benjamin, hold on. Sorry to interject you, but I have to. Look, we steps to things, so and things are not like that. What we should be praying right now, can I convict to go Nnamdi Kanu first? Once he's convicted, when a governor is coming out to speak, okay, the terrorist, a governor put an for the person. You will see in a way more grants to come out and speak the way they're supposed to speak. I'm convinced with this man. Like you all are rushing things. Let's just take it one step at a time.
You are not understanding my point.
Most villages in Alibo today are empty with no one living inside. Radicalized armed youths have run everyone, including elders, out of town. We see 10-year-olds carrying AK-47 guns. These 10-year-olds have succeeded in chasing out the elders and women out of their ancestral home. But guess what? Yes, many of you will not be happy. The reason why you will not be happy is that many of us, I will say us, seated here today, Igbo diasporans, many of us have been fingered for sympathizing with these radicalized young people who have turned some parts of Alibo into Afghanistan. So this my talk today might not be sweet, but it's time for self-reflection. If you have ever sent money home to support any secessionist group, I want to inform you that sadly, the blood of our people, many of whom have been killed by these radicalized, homegrown terrorists, is on your head too, sadly. Stop sending money to anyone who promises they will give you Biafra. These people are leveraging your pain for their personal gains. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee in the Igbo. For years, external forces tried to destroy us, but they couldn't. But now they have succeeded in using some of us to destroy ourselves. So we must all rise up, raise our voice, and speak against insecurity in our Igbo. And it begins with you sitting down here today, the Igbo diaspora. It begins with you not sending $10 to anybody on social media who are promising you that they are going to bring Biafra.